2006 Avista NAIA World Series Championship on KLEW-TV. 50 years of the World Series and 50 years of KLEW-TV, bringing you the best in local sports. And Zach Whitmer on the mound tonight facing the Warriors.
Yeah, as we were saying before, the national anthem, almost identical between Austin Wylop and Zach Whitmer on the mound during the series so far. Both pitchers are 1-0 with 1.29 ERA and 7 innings pitched in the tournament. So we'll see who wins that battle tonight.
This NAIA World Series Championship game on KLEW-TV is being brought to you by Von Blood, Langston Glass, and St. Joseph Regional Medical Center. And we're just about ready to go. The umpires, the coaches, head chef, and Woody Hunt shaking hands, getting ready to go. And you're on Harris Field, the historic Harris Field. The dimensions already: left field 315, down the alley and left center 365, in center field 385, right center 360, and down the right field line 335. And this is a field, Chip, that you're used to playing on, that if somebody's got some pop in their bat, if you throw it right down the middle of the plate, it's long gone.
Yeah, and you've got the power alley in right center, and if you look out over the pole in right center, that's about where the ball travels the most. It's like a jet stream going out there into right center. The ball will jump in a hurry. Left center field gap, on the other hand, seems to be a little bit dead, and the ball won't fly as far in that left center field gap. And if you look, well, we said this last night. I guess we'll give it another shot tonight. But we look out, and the flag is not moving a bit. Even the flags here off to the side aren't moving at all. So we made mention of that last night. About 38 seconds after we said it, we had it felt like a tornado or a hurricane up here.
Yeah, so we'll cross our fingers on that. The defense for the Cumberland Bulldogs will be hitting out on the field shortly. At first base, Alberto Cruz, not a bad first baseman, also a big bat. At second baseman, a young man that was here a couple of years ago and has a ring, Derek Depew. Over at third base, Dorian Rojas, also a veteran, has a ring. And over at shortstop, Victor Alvarez, a name you'll remember as well. As you go to the outfield, left field is Angel Mercado. And in center field, Courtney Cropes. And in right field, Caleb Barrett, another one of those names that everybody should know from 2004 and even last year when the Bulldogs from Lebanon, Tennessee were here at the World Series.
Yeah, so they've got several players on the roster, a lot of experience out there, been here before, been in the championship game, played in Lewiston, are familiar with the surroundings. So, I'd look for them to not be rattled at all, come out with steady nerves, and they play solid defense around the infield. In last night's game against Loving Christian, they hit a lot of balls on the ground and unflappable defense last night.
And on the mound, Zach Whitmer warming up, of course. Whitmer, a 6'3", 190-pound left-hander, junior from Orlando, Florida. So Coach Hunt got somebody to come up from Florida, snagged one away from Embry-Riddle and others down there. And again, in the regular season, he was a horse, 3.49 earned run average with that 11-1 record, 90 and a third innings, and not bad control. He's doesn't rack up a lot of strikeouts, 33 bases on balls, 60 strikeouts. Teams hit 268 against him, but another key, he knows how to shut people down. Chip, 2 shutouts and 1 combined shutout on the season, so he knows how to keep people from crossing home plate. Here we go with the first batter, and Mark Thompson's going to lead it off.
Mark coming to the plate on the tournament, hitting .381 with 8 hits and 21 at-bats. Mark has been on base twice, or has stolen second base twice in 2 attempts. But the big thing about Mark Thompson is the way he's played defense in center field.
Well, Thompson will lead it off, a .381 average overall. He has 1 RBI here in the series. Justin Fuller and Matt Bogle, the first 3 batters. And the southpaw Whitmer, and we're ready to go for the 2006 World Series, the 50th anniversary, ball 1 from Zach Whitmer.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Lewis Clark State comes out aggressively tonight.
1-0 pitch on the way, and shot by Thompson, bobbled by a second baseman over there to Pugh, but he handles it and gets it over to his first baseman, Alberto Cruz, and 1 away.
Well, there you go. Lewis Clark State came out earlier in the tournament. They were a little bit hesitant going up swinging the bats, taking a lot of called pitches for first strikes, and they came out Wednesday night. You see the first strike that Thompson sees. He hits a ground ball back up the middle, just bobbled a little bit, but right back in his hands and stayed with it and didn't panic there.
Justin Fuller tried to hold up on that one and strike one. Fuller, a senior second baseman, and one of the mainstays in that infield that will keep the Warriors in this game with great defense. The 0-1 pitch, and misses 1-1. Again, Matt Vogel behind him, the shortstop. And the Warrior defense, of course, has done a lot better than their first game when they had 4 errors. Their bats, as there's a shot into center field. That's going to go back, and to the warning track. What a big cut by Fuller, but comes up short as Courtney Prost pulls it in.
Well, you got 2 outs here in the first inning, but it's a little encouraging that the first 2 hitters come out and hit the ball back up the middle, and they're aggressive at the plate, not taking those first pitch fastballs for strikes. So they're coming out swinging the bats tonight.
Well, the shortstop, Matt Vogel, will try to get it going. And the first pitch is a ball. And the 1-0 to Vogel up the stairs, and 2-0 the count.
Well, Zach Whitmer's another one of these Cumberland pitchers that likes to get the ball, get on the mound, and go, as we saw Drew Chatrone last night getting a rhythm and just gets the ball, gets on the mound, and throws. Not a lot of time in between pitches.
2-1 pitch on the way to Vogel. Oh, upstairs 3-1 for the Warriors to slow him down. They'll have to do what the Lubbock Christian players did not do and step out and try to slow him down a little bit. Here comes the 3-1 pitch on the way, and Vogel right back up the middle, base hit. And takes a turn at first base, and a 2-out single by Matt Vogel, and the Warriors have a runner on.
Well, again, the key to hitting left-handers is hitting ball back up the middle and the other way if they're going to put it on the outside part of the plate. Right there you see Matt Vogel drive a ball right back up the middle. 3 hitters, 3 line drives back up the middle, and that's textbook hitting right there.
Jesse Meyer, the cleanup hitter, and the Warrior catcher, has had a good series behind the plate. And this is where we'll see if the Warrior bats can get going here. There's strike one. They've had problems getting runners on. Well, they've not had the problems getting runners on at times. And the problem is they've not been able to get people across. Pitch on the way. Misses with that one. The count 1-1. After scoring 28 runs in 2 games, they only had 4 the other night, stranded 11.
Yeah, that's going to be a key to this ball game. Who can drive into runners in scoring position?
And just like we talked about there, Chip, the pitchers, Whitmer just cruising along, and Meyer backed out. Get a little opportunity. There's the pitch, and misses, count 2-1. Get a little opportunity to throw Whitmer off now.
Yeah, I think the key to a couple keys to tonight's ball game is going to be pitching, and if they can throw strikes and not give a bunch of free passes, and also if you can pick up those runners in scoring position.
And the pitch, and off the glove of Whitmer. Meyer hustles but cannot get in there, and the Warriors will strand a runner on as Meyer grounds out to the shortstop after it taps off the pitcher's glove. And the Warriors done in the first inning without a run scored. Cumberland comes to bat in the bottom of the inning at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series, the 50th anniversary on KLEW TV. This World Series, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. LC gets a 2-out single, but leaves them stranded. And now we're going to have to see what Austin Wylup does, Chip, if he can go right along with his counterpart, Zach Whitmer.
Yeah, there's 18 pages in this ball game, and so far we've seen 1 page through. And now the key here is with the Cumberland offense, really a potent offense, and this guy right here, Victor Alvarez, can really swing the bat and did a lot of damage last night.
The senior shortstop takes strike one. Wylup on the season had a good ERA of 3.69 and was the winning pitcher in the win over St. Xavier. And nice 2 pitches by Wylot right off the bat and staying ahead, and that's exactly how he has to pitch.
Well, it's kind of Cumberland's been real aggressive at the plate during this tournament. So far, the first 2 pitches from Wylot on the outside part of the plate, and Alvarez watching him.
And could not hold up. He went around. 3 consecutive pitches from Austin Wylot for the Warriors in strikeouts and out number 1.
And that's a big out right there to get the leadoff hitter who's stolen 3 bases in this tournament, but he's hitting .522, Victor Alvarez is. So get that leadoff guy's a big out, especially him with the middle of this order that can put up some numbers in a long ball category.
Well, Courtney Probst, the center fielder, has a triple. He's tied with Justin Fuller of LC. And Daniel Robertson of Concordia, who's gone now, also had a triple. Behind Probst, it'll be Rojas, Alberto Cruz, Angel Mercado. As the pitch comes, and just misses, 1-0 the count. Behind Mercado, Nolan McHugh, the catcher, Derek Depew, Steve Self, and Caleb Barrett. 1 through 9 for the Cumberland University Bulldogs from Lebanon, Tennessee. Here comes the pitch, and fouls it out of play. Big cut. A little late on that one, and a good pitch by Wylot, really getting it inside.
Yeah, and Probst isn't going to get cheated, much like this whole offensive lineup. And during the year, Probst hit .390 and had 14 home runs, so he's perfectly capable of hitting the ball over the fences.
And a 1-1 pitch misses, 2-1. The Warrior defense casting on at first. Fuller at second. Alan Balmer over third. The Lewiston native, senior, playing his last game as a LC Warrior. And right down to Balmer, scooped up. Long throw to first, casting on, and out number 2.
Well, a good job by Alan Balmer right there, coming in to get that big hop and short hop. And you'll see a lot of young players sit back on that ball and eat them up. But Alan got a jump on it, came through it, made a good throw.
At shortstop for the Warriors, Matt Vogel out in the outfield. Jesse Rail in left. And, of course, Mark Thompson in center field and right field. Paul Martin, and behind the plate, Jesse Meyer for Austin Wylot. 2 away now in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch on the way to Rojas. Already, as we talked about, has a ring from 2004. And a very good ball player, both at the plate and defense.
Yeah, and a very good hitter. He hit Dorian hit 400 on the season, so 400 during the tournament, 8 for 20. He's had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. So you want to keep the bases empty when Dorian comes up. Well, the whole middle of this order comes up to the plate.
Exactly. Very rough middle of the order for this Bulldog team. And misses with that one. The count goes to 3-0.
Well, Wylot hasn't missed by much on those first 3 pitches.
Well, that's the first batter. He's fallen behind now and went to 3 balls on. Here comes the 3-0. And he'll get strike 1 on the 3-0 pitch. And again, the weather clearing up a little bit here. A few clouds around, but the heavy rains went away. And oh my, we have a crowd on hand here at Harris Field. Here comes the 3-1. And a shot back to center field, and kiss it goodbye. A big 2-out solo home run for Dorian Rojas, and the Cumberland University Bulldogs take the lead in the 2006 World Series.
Well, we talked about it, how they can hit the ball, and they can hit the ball over the fences, and Wylot just can't afford to get behind the hitters in the middle of this lineup because as you see, that ball was 3-1 pitch. You got to come right down the middle, and Dorian Rojas just drove it straight over what you call the mini green monster. It made that look mini. It was over that thing by so far. It might have landed on a building back there.
Well, Mark Thompson didn't hardly. He turned around for a second and then stopped. And here comes another big hitter, Alberto Cruz. And the first pitch to Alberto's a strike. And now Wylot's going to have to shake those off and not let him bother him, because there's a lot of folks can hit home runs on this Cumberland team. 94 in the regular season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses 1-1 now. Behind Cruz is the nation's leading home run hitter, Angel Mercado. Ball on a strike. Here comes swing and a miss. Pulled the strings there, it looked like. So count 1-2.
Boy, and that's another big cut. He didn't get cheated there. He had 17 home runs on the year, and he's already got 3 in this tournament. So the 20 total for the season.
Yeah, the 1-2, and misses on that one. Wylop trying to get him to offer up at something a little off the plate. Cruz, nice wise hitter up there, didn't go for it. So here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way and misses, and the count goes full now, and Wylop's in trouble again here, getting behind.
Well, Wylop's going to have to hit his spots. If you notice there, the catcher was set up on the outside part of the plate, and Wylop just missed that out over the plate. It's a good thing it was down.
Here comes the 3-2, swing and a miss. Al, and held foul tip, I guess. Looked like he missed that, but just barely got a piece of it. And they'll have to go through it again. Big cut there. The one more time for Alberto Cruz and Austin Wylop. Here comes the 3-2 again, inside, ball 4.
And once again, Jesse Meyer set up on the outside part of the plate. That breaking ball, he just left it on the inside part of the plate. Wasn't meant to be a backdoor breaking ball, but it ended up that way. And he's going to have to start locating a little bit better with these Cumberland University hitters, because you can't make mistakes against them.
Well, 33, Angel Mercado, just as I said, has hit 26 in the regular season. And he hits the first one into left field, goes right after the first pitch. And down at second, Cruz stays out. So Wylop getting himself into trouble here after 2 away with the home run by Rojas, a walk and a base hit.
Well, that ball looked to be down in the zone by Austin Wylop, but a great job of hitting by Mercado as he just dropped the barrel down on it, good hands, and hit a line drive down the left field line.
Well, this will be a test of character from Wylop. If he can come up here and get this third out and not get himself into too much trouble in this inning, Warriors have to come back and do something to strike back and get back with a run at least in their half of the second. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Nolan McHugh, the catcher.
Well, that looked like a little bit sharper breaking ball by Austin Wylop. Some of his previous breaking balls were kind of just hanging out over the plate, not a lot of movement, not real sharp. And that one dove down in the dirt and fooled McHugh.
0-1, count on McHugh. A 1-0 ball game. He was going to offer, looked like he was going to offer bunt, and the count evens up at 1-1.
The outfield for Lewis Clark State is relatively shallow here in the first inning, especially with the speed at second base. Not a real fast runner at second base, and they're looking to throw him out at the plate on a base hit.
And fouled that back, jammed him inside, got under it. The count goes to 1-2. 2 away now in the bottom of the first inning. Cumberland, the home team in this championship game, and LC the visitors. The Warriors did not get any runs in the top half of their inning. Got one hit that left it stranded. So Wylop gets the signs from his catcher Meyer. Pitch on the way and a high fly ball. Thompson got a peg on it, comes in, makes the grab. So no more damage done by Cumberland as Wylop doesn't let it get to him too much after that big home run by Rojas. And Cumberland leaves 2 on base. They lead at 1-0. And LC comes to bat in the top of the second of the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary. Back with more after this on KLEW TV. Your program. Tennessee, they lead at 1-0. And the hometown native, Alan Balmer, leads it off here in the top of the second and takes strike 1 from Zach Whitmer. Behind Balmer, Jose Castanon and Juan Verdejo, the first 3 batters. And Balmer goes after the 0-1, drives it into right field. And he's been doing that a lot in this series, managing to get the bat around and gets himself a little single to lead it off.
Yeah, and he continues to hit left-handers really well throughout the tournament. Allen's hit the left-handers real good. As you see, he gets a fastball, actually a breaking ball on the inside half, and just kept his hands back, stayed with it, and bounced it through the 4-hole right there.
Well, the Warriors get a leadoff runner on. They gave up a run in the bottom of the first, so it would be good for them to come back and try to tie this thing up at least. with one here in the top of the second.
Well, as you see the sunlight starting to break through there, those shadows could be a little bit tough, and as the pitcher standing in the sunlight and the hitter standing in the shade. And
nice bump laid down by Castanon. He's hustling, and the throw in time from Rojas to Alberto Cruz, but he gets the job done as Balmer's now down at second with one away in scoring position.
Well, that's what we talked about throughout this tournament and earlier here tonight, is the fact that both teams are going to have to execute both offensively and defensively, and that's why they're both here in the national championship, because you can swing the bat, you can pitch, but unless you play defense, unless you lay the bunts down and do what you need to do, you might not win some ball games.
Here's Juan Verdejo. Home run, 4 runs batted in with that .400 average. He's starting for the first time in the series, as Zach Adam had been doing the duties at DH. And this time, as you said, sometimes Coach Ed Sheff has a feeling on what's going on. He wants to go ahead and change it out this time, see what happens.
Yeah, I think Verdejo earned himself a job in the starting lineup with a couple base hits, and it looked like Zach Whitmer just crossed his catcher up there, right there, as he stood up on that breaking ball, and he went out to tell him, look, I give you the signs, you throw what I tell you. I don't want to get hit by that thing.
Well, the runner down to second, they want to change a few and go to second or third or something like that, and of course, second baseman's watch what the catcher's doing as well. Maybe help out the batter a little bit where the pitch is going to be. Counts 2-0 on Verdejo with one away and a runner at second. Pitch on the way. It drops that one right down. The middle strike one. That count 2-1 now on Verdejo. Behind Juan, Paul Martin in right field will be up next. Here comes the pitch from Whitmer. Swing and a miss by Verdejo, and he was way over that one. Strike two.
Well, Zach Whitmer shows that he could come with a 2-0 breaking ball right there as he fell behind Verdejo and then dropped a breaking ball in, and that's going to be a key as this game goes on.
2-2 pitch and a drive. Oh, good stop over there by the second baseman, Derek Depew. And 2 away. Balmer goes down to third, but now it's going to be up to Paul Martin to try to get that run in so they can tie it up.
Well, the encouraging sign for Lewis Clark State College, and they're just going to have to stay with their game plan. It appears that they're trying to hit the ball up the middle, and they've hit several balls real hard. Good defense again by Cumberland University, and they'll start falling if they stay with their game plan.
Here it goes. Pitch on the way to Paul Martin. Takes strike one. Martin, just a freshman, and has done a heck of a job with the pressure of this World Series. He's made some great plays in right field. Here comes the 0-1. And he doesn't offer it that one. And he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. And again, if we've talked about 100 times, we've talked about it 1,000. The Warriors, when they get runners in scoring position, they're going to have to come through. And the pitch fouled off, looking to go to the opposite field, was Martin, and he stays alive.
Yeah, and it appears that Zach Whitmer is going to stay on that from the middle of the plate away, and that seems to be his comfort zone, and he's doing a good job keeping it there. Good control so far.
The 0-2 pitch, and Martin again and off the screen by the first base bleachers. So good job of fighting him off. And here comes the 0-2 pitch again, and he goes right over the pitcher. It could get up and be tough. Martin has to run it out, and a good stretch over there by Alberto Cruz at first base, and the Warriors cannot bring in Balmer from third base, and they strand their second runner of the ball game. No score in the top of the second for LC. At Cumberland comes to bat in the bottom of the second inning at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary on KLEW. Bottom of the second inning, facing Austin Wylam. And a swing and a miss there, strike two. So the Warriors coming up empty twice with runners in scoring position so far.
Well, a good defense by Cumberland University. Two good plays back-to-back up the middle. Also a good play on that bunt by the third baseman. He made a great play coming in, getting around the ball, and making a great play right there.
0-2 the count on Depew, and Wylam going for that outside corner, missed at the count 1-2. Behind Depew, Steve Self and Caleb Barrett. 7, 8, 9 hitters. In the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Cumberland. Here's the 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2 off of a 2-out, and to say a big home run is an understatement with 2 outs by Dorian Rojas over the center field fence. And 2-2 could not hold up, and another strikeout by Wylot.
Well, Wylot, his game plan coming into this, and it's kind of a textbook game plan, is to go hard in, soft away, and what you mean by that is throw the fastball in on the hitter's hands, and then come back with a breaking ball or a changeup or something on the outside half. And if he can stick to that, he should be successful, and that was a good example of it right there.
Designated hitter number 8, Steve Self, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, takes ball 1. And the pitch, and he goes skying one up in left center field, short left center field. Coming over to take it, Mark Thompson. He had the pick on it and came all the way from center field to catch that one.
Watching that thing up there, it looked like all 3 of them were just going to back off right there. That thing was up in the air a little ways. Good thing that wind's not blowing. Look, we haven't jinxed us yet. The wind's still not blowing out there.
There you go. We don't want to mention it too many times, though. So we have 2 away in the bottom of the second inning. And Barrett, Caleb Barrett, number 1, the right fielder. And the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And missed that one, Wylot, against the left-handed batter.
Well, and it's got to be somewhat of a pleasure for Coach Woody Hunt to have a number 9 hitter on the season. Barrett hit 313, so anytime you can have a number 9 hitter that far down in the order hitting over 300, that's a pretty potent offense.
Yes, it is. And Barrett's swing and a miss on that one, and the count even. A ball and a strike. A Wylot coming with a pitch again, and a count 2-1. And again, both pitchers moving pretty quickly. And Wylot needs to have himself a 1-2-3 inning here. 2-1 pitch and misses, and now he's fallen behind 3-1, and every time he's done that so far, he has got himself in trouble.
Yeah, and right now I think Coach Hunt is pacing that third base line, hoping for a walk, get the top of his order up here. And
there's a ground ball, or line drive into center field, and again, you see what happens when you don't get ahead of the hitters and keep them honest on a 3-1 pitch. Line drive, 2-out single, and here comes Cumberland again.
Yeah, you're going to see Austin Wylot once again 3-1, and the home run was on a 3-1 pitch, about the same location, a fastball right down the middle, and that's what's going to happen if you can't stay ahead of the hitters, especially these Cumberland hitters.
Bulldogs up 1-0. Runner at first with 2 away. Leadoff hitter Victor Alvarez struck out on 3 pitches to start out the game. The Bulldogs shortstop. And here comes the pitch again. Misses with that one. The count 2-0. So Wylot now struggling to find the plate, just like he did after he got 2 quick outs in the bottom of the first inning. After the home run, he had a walk and a single. Pitch up there, and a foul ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Those are the kind of foul balls or hits that you like get jammed in, and it just makes your hands like sting for like 2 days, aren't they?
Yeah, I think those are the reason that they invented batting gloves. Actually, we saw Lubbock Christian Harkins hit with work gloves on, so maybe he got a couple of those in on the hands over the years.
Well, it's either that or he had some kind of hay baling job afterwards, and he, didn't want to spend money on 2 pairs of gloves, I guess. 2-1 the count on Alvarez. A pitch and the ground ball scooped up by Fuller and lost that concentration for a second. Was going to go thinking there was only 1 away and was quick enough to get the throw over to first base. So Cumberland leaves 1 on and doesn't come up with a run here in the bottom of the second inning. They lead it 1-0. We go to the top of the third of the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary. More after this on KLEW TV. Chip. And back to the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series on KLEW TV. Jesse Rail goes after the first pitch and hits about a 3/4 of a mile up in the air, and Dorian Rojas hauls it in. So what did you think of that one, Chip? It was aggressive, but didn't get a good pitch.
Well, Zach Whitmer came with a fastball on the inside half, and I think Jesse Rail being aggressive right there just missed that pitch right there. They're going to have to continue to be aggressive as they come to the plate.
And Mark Thompson, the leadoff hitter. Mark grounded out to first, his first time up. And lines a shot right to the pitcher. They're hitting them hard, but unfortunately, some good defense out there, and it's not getting in the gap.
Yeah, some nights those things. Well, that's a tale of a ball game too. Some innings those will move through the infield, and other innings they'll be right at people. So once again, we mentioned it earlier that the game plan seems to be hit the ball back up the middle against Whitmer, and they are doing that. And they're just going to have to not get discouraged, stay aggressive, and stay with the game plan.
Justin Fuller flew out to center field, the second baseman of the Warriors, and Zach Whitmer trying to keep the Warriors doing that. And on the other hand, here comes a 1-0 pitch to Fuller. And 2-0 the count. The other hand, as you said, Chip, they can't get frustrated because eventually those are going to fall in. On the other hand, Wylup has got to make sure he maintains control on the mound so Cumberland doesn't get a big lead. Fouled out of play, because if he allows them to get a big lead, then they're going to have to get more than a couple base hits up the middle.
Yeah, and you'll see right now Justin Fuller kind of adjusting the batter's box a little bit, hopefully to try to give his pitcher a little bit of rest, as these Cumberland University pitchers like to get on the mound and throw it, get back in the dugout and do what they do best, hit.
2-1 pitch on the way, and Fuller takes it, 3-1, and now, for the first time, Whitmer actually goes to 3 balls on a batter of the Warriors. If Fuller could get on, Matt Vogel, who had a 2-out single, is on deck. There's a pitch, shot right back up the middle, and the Warriors come up with another 2-out single, this time by Justin Fuller in the top of the third inning.
Well, and Fuller has hit the ball sharply both times up. His first at bat, he hit a ball all the way to the warning track, and now he hits a ball right back up the middle. And you got to think Zach Whitmer's starting to get a little gun shy out there, as that's 2 ground balls hit back to back, right back up the middle right there.
Well, here comes Matt Vogel now. And Vogel again with 2 away. After Thompson and Fuller went down in the top of the first, came up with a single right back up the middle, but was left stranded. Well, here comes the pitch. Oh! I'm not even going to say how that felt.
Got him. That got him right where it doesn't hurt that much, right on that.
Speak for yourself. Well, that stung a little bit all the way up here. Well, needless to say, that's our first hit batter of the game. 54 is the record, and we're just over 40 right now. 2 away, a 2-out single, and a 2-out hit batter, and Jesse Meyer, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, the catcher, grounded out to short, nailed one off the glove of the pitcher, Whitmer, and he drives one back up the middle, and here comes a run around to score. Oh my word! The Warriors have tied the game at 1 apiece with 2 hits, a hit batter after 2 away.
Yeah, and once again we see Jesse Meyer going back up the middle right there. And again, that hit batsman didn't come around to score yet, but it pushed the tying run into scoring position. And Lewis Clark State College evens it up right here. Jesse Meyer and Alan Balmer right here in the middle of the order have done a lot of damage for the Warriors throughout this tournament.
Well, here comes the Lewiston native senior Alan Balmer. Already has a hit in the game, and the first pitch to him is a strike. And Alan Balmer, in a game against Embry-Riddle, the Warriors had a 9-run lead, gave it up to end up tying it, and then Balmer came up in the bottom of the ninth with bases loaded, 1 out, and drilled one into right field for a game-winning hit.
Well, and Lewis Clark State taking a page out of the Cumberland book. I believe it was 5 2-out rallies in last night's big win over Lubbock Christian University. So a little bit of a different story here is the tides have turned on Cumberland University.
Balmer, the count 2-1 in the series. Balmer has 3 doubles, and he is third or actually second in hits with 11. And there's ball 3. So now we see Whitmer struggling a little bit with his control. Runners at first and second. 2 away, top of the third. We're tied at 1. And timeout called by Balmer, and between Whitmer getting a little frustrated with himself, maybe Balmer caused a little more problems as he backs out. Here comes the 3-1, strike 2. So full count for Alan Balmer. The runners with 2 outs will be taken off. Matt Vogel and Jesse Meyer. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and Balmer skies one into right center field. And coming over to make the grab all the way from right field, Caleb Barrett. But the Warriors, even though they strand 2, finally get their first run of the game in the top of the third inning. And we're all tied at 1 apiece. Cumberland coming to bat in the bottom of the third at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series, the 50th anniversary on KLEW TV. Wylop, and leading it off here at the bottom of the third inning, Courtney Probst, the center fielder, who grounded out the third back in the first. You're watching the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series, the 50th anniversary. And here comes the 1-0 pitch, foul back and the count 1-1. The 50 years of the World Series and 50 years of KLEW TV, bringing you the best in local sports. Sean Emery along with Chip D'Amato in the booth. And a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, Austin Wylop here with new life as we've got a 1-1 game.
And Paul Martin going back all the way to the warning track. That one is out of here. I was wondering about that one. It had kind of a lazy carry to it. And Paul Martin trying to get over there, and it just goes over the fence. And just like that, a leadoff home run by Courtney Probst in the bottom of the third.
Well, we talked about the dimensions of this ballpark a little bit at the opening of the telecast. And that right field line is a very short right field line. You see Wylop gets a ball up in the zone right here to Probst, up about the letters, and Cumberland doesn't miss too many of those. And Probst, who had 14 home runs on the year, just drives it where the ball's pitched, takes that pitch up in the zone, and it's 2-1.
And here's Dorian Rojas with a strike, and he started it out back in the first inning with 2 away. Ripped one over the center field fence for the first run of the ball game. Here's the 0-1 swing and a miss. Big pitch and a big cut, but Rojas in the hole, 0-2.
Well, Wylop's going to have to get that fastball down in the zone or in on their hands. That's he left that one up and out over the plate. He's lucky he's going to get that one back without Dorian rounding the bases again.
And the 0-2 pitch, and that one's skied out of play. And the count will stay 0-2. As Martin gave it a look. Well, you're facing a team, as Chip and I have brought up tonight, and has been brought up every time we've talked about Cumberland during the series. 94 home runs. And the Warriors not even close in that category. So the Warriors are not even going to be able to use that power to get back into this game. Here's the 0-2. And reaching down and just popping that one into right center field is Rojas. Thompson picks it up, and Rojas goes in to second base. And here in the bottom of the third inning, back-to-back hits, a home run and a double for Cumberland University. And you know, if Wylop cannot get it under control, Coach Ed Chef has no choice but go to the bullpen before too long.
Yeah, he's going to have to start throwing that fastball on the inside part of the plate to keep him honest. As you see right here, he's not getting him off the plate. He throws a breaking ball down and away, but great job of hitting by Darian Rojas, who just, with 2 strikes, did exactly what he did. Great hands and just popped it in the right center field gap.
And speaking of that, there's somebody up in the bullpen right now as Wylop backs off. Alberto Cruz walked back in the first inning. 2-1, Cumberland University at the bottom of the third. Runner down at second, nobody out. And Wylop trying to get it back under control as he bounces that one up there. Meyer, good stop behind the plate. And a count 1-0. We'll get the number of the bullpen going here pretty soon for the Warriors. Looks like Garcia.
Mike Miller might
Mike
be up
Miller.
in the bullpen.
And there's another shot to left field. That's going to be in left. Nice play over there in left field by Rail. But the way those balls come off those bats, sometimes they hit so hard it sounds like everyone's going to go out of the field.
Yeah, they take some big hacks at the ball. They definitely don't get cheated at the plate. And that ball just a little bit off the end of the bat as he hit a fly ball. And that is Mike Miller up and throwing, who had an injury earlier in this tournament. And looks like as he was cruising along in his ball game, and looks like he may be healthy again.
Had a minor groin injury, and that is good news. Like you said, he was doing a good job, and then all of a sudden stepping off there, and you'd like to see him be able to get into the series as well. But Wylop now struggling here in the bottom of the third mightily. Does have one away. And that one misses inside to count 1-0 to Angel Mercado. And Mercado's not have the power, and we're going to take a short break here, or not go to the commercial or anything, but as far as the short break pitching, is both Meyer and pitching coach Gary Pergona going to go out and talk to Wylop, and you know why they do this, not only to talk to him, but to give a little more time to the bullpen, Mike Miller, to get warmed up, because he's really been going strong down there.
Yeah, and I think the
left, his first time up. Back in the first inning, it was left stranded. So one away here in the bottom of the third, 1-0 count on Mercado, the junior left fielder. And the count now goes to 2-0. And Austin Wylop struggling here in the bottom of the third inning.
Well, and I expect Austin to be real careful with this hitter right here in a man in scoring position.
Runner down at second. Here comes the pitch, and a shot right back up the middle. Wylop just got out of the way, and a throw will come in. Was going to be cut off, but let it go over. Was casted on, but the throw too late, and another run in for Cumberland as Mercado drives him in with one out.
Well, once again, you're going to see a pitch right out over the plate. It's down, but it's out over the plate. Mercado does a great job of taking that outside half away and lining a base hit right back up the middle.
Well, that's Mercado's 10th hit of this series in third place. And now here goes Gary Pergoni out again. And that's going to do it for him as Mike Miller is going to come in, and rough job for Austin Wylop. At times he looked like he was going to really get in there. He had a couple of big strikeouts, and outside of that one home run to Rojas with 2 outs back in the first, that looked like in the second he was getting a rhythm, but then he comes right here in the bottom of the third inning, and the first thing that happens to him is another big home run.
Well, but the way he's
we eat breakfast together, so we let them enjoy their thing.
Great. Well, we'll get back to the game.
All right.
Nola McHugh will face Mike Miller to start it out, the Cumberland catcher, and take strike one. Mike Miller, as you were talking about, Chip, he's 6'2", 185, and a junior from California. And he will look to come in here and settle down things real quick.
Well, we talked earlier about the depth of pitching staffs, and Coach Ed Sheff goes to his bullpen pretty early right here, and that's because he's got that depth in the bullpen, and he can do that and hopefully stop the bleeding with Mike Miller right here.
1-1 pitch, misses 2-1. Well, he got that opportunity when the other night Chris Kissick went all the way against Lubbock Christian in pitching in a 4-1 win for the Warriors. Count 2-1 on McHugh, the catcher. And the pitch, runner fakes going, and nice little play there by Miller, and the throw to first in time, and Mike Miller comes in and starts off a 1-4-3 double play, and no more damage here in the bottom of the third inning. Cumberland puts 2 on the board, though, and they now lead it 3-1 as LC comes to bat in the top of the fourth inning at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary here on KLAW TV. KLAW College World Series, the 50th anniversary here on KLAW TV. At Harris Field on the campus of Lewis Clark State College in Lewiston, Idaho. As you see the double play that closed out the bottom of the third inning after 2 runs crossed for Cumberland in the bottom of the third. So the Warriors offense going to have to keep it going here as Jose Castanon will lead it off in the top of the fourth inning. The Warriors getting a run in the third. And the 1-0 to Castanon, 2-0 the count as they face Zach Whitmer. Has done a pretty good job outside the Warriors, finally getting a part of him and getting stuff to go up the hole, and got that 1 run, Chip.
Yeah, and the LC's looking for Castanon to get started here in the World Series. He's only hitting .263 during the tournament, a .392 hitter on the season. So if they can get him swinging the bat, get another bat in there, and that'd be a key for him to get hot right here down the stretch.
Well, if he get on base anyhow here to lead off the inning, that would be good. Right now, 3-1 count for Whitmer, who's been doing that here the last 4 batters. And Castanon goes up for the 3-1 pitch and skies it up in left center field, and 1 away.
Well, this is a big inning right here for Lewis Clark State College. Anytime a team puts a number up on you, you always want to fight back and put one back, and it takes a little wind out of the sail, or if you will, a little wind out of the offense. And right there, Castanon had an opportunity to drive something, and so far you haven't seen any of the Cumberland University hitters missing that 3-1 pitch, and just missed it a little bit off, and they're just going to have to stay with it.
And Verdejo goes after the first pitch, and about 3 hops, and Derek Depew comes up and fires it over the second, and it's good to be aggressive, but again, they're letting, just like last night, Lubbock Christian, they're letting Whitmer the Cumberland pitcher, just roll along and not take any break.
Well, that ball was hit hard again. He's not fooling anybody, really. I mean, they're hitting the ball hard, and they're hitting it back up the middle, and they're just not finding the holes. Last inning, they had a couple balls roll up the middle, and that's what it's going to – they're going to have to keep chipping away at this lead if they're going to get back into it.
Right fielder Paul Martin grounded out to short his first time, and misses on that pitch to Whitmer to count 1-1. Sean Emery along with Chip D'Amato here from Harris Field on KLAW TV with the 2006 World Series. Here comes a 1-1 pitch on the way to Martin. He lets it go, and a count, 2 balls and a strike in a 3-1 game. Cumberland leading.
Well, Whitmer stays with his game plan, keeps on that outside part of the plate.
And there we go, right back up the middle. A good offer, good chance by Derek Depew trying to dive with that on the defensive side, but we have a 2-out hit by Paul Martin. Jesse Rail, the number 9 hitter, coming to bat.
Well, everybody watching this ball game, this is some great baseball being played. As you see right here, he puts the ball on the outside half, he stays with it, doesn't try to pull the ball, drives it right back up the middle. Both teams hit the ball real well here in the early innings.
Jesse Rail, the number 9 hitter and the left fielder for the Warriors, he popped up to third on a 1-strike pitch, his first time up. And tossed back over to first base by Whitmer. He hasn't had to do that too much. Just wants to make sure that Martin doesn't get too far off if Rail puts one in the gap. So we're ready to do it again. And the pitch, 2-0 as he misses badly on that. The count 2-0. If Rail could get on, we'll be back at the top of the lineup, Chip, with Thompson and Fuller. And the 2-0, strike 1. So the Warriors have hit the ball hard, Chip, like you said. They just haven't got on any, except for a few, to get where they want it to go. 2-1 pitch and a shot into right field. And going around second and standing up at third is Paul Martin. So back-to-back two-out hits. And Jesse Rail put that one the best place he could possibly put it in right field. Not only getting Martin another base, but two bases, and now 90 feet away. Warriors' second run could be scored there as we go to the back of the top of the lineup.
Well, again, a pitch up and out of the zone and out over the plate, and Jesse Rail does nothing with it but line it to right field, and it just... I got a big smile on my face right now, Sean, because I'm enjoying this ball game. Both teams hitting the ball well, and really, if you were to ask a hitting instructor how to hit, you could watch this ball game and it'd be exactly what they're talking about. This is so far a really well played ball game. Pitching's, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and the offense is doing what they're supposed to do, and the defenses are doing what they're supposed to do. So a good championship game so far.
Mark Thompson with runners at the corners with 2 outs, ball 1, and Mark looking for his first opportunity to get on base in this game. He's grounded out the first and lined out the pitcher, and one more time the Warriors have a runner in scoring position with 2 away. And he gets under that one and skies it up into short left center field. And coming over to make the grab is Derek Depew, and just like that for the third time of the game, the Warriors have stranded another runner in scoring position and unable to come up with anything here in the top of the fourth inning. They trail it 3-1 at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary here on KLEW. And he pops it up into short. And back to Harris Field, and already underway here at the top of the fourth inning. And going after the first pitch, Derek Depew up from Mike Miller, and he pops it up into short right field. And a quick out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, I think the umpires got word there may be a thunderstorm going, and they're moving this thing along pretty good in between innings.
And the first pitch on the way to Steve Self doing the designated hitting duties. He popped up to into right center field for an out, his first time up. 3-1 ball game and a hit batter. The second of the game, the first by a Warrior pitcher.
Well, Sean, we talked earlier, some of the keys to this ball game are going to be the fact that you're not going to give up base on balls. That's one of the keys. The second key is you're going to drive into runs when runners are in scoring position. And so far in this ball game, the Warriors have been up 4 times in 4 innings and left 4 men in scoring position. And those are runs that you're going to need against an offense like Cumberland.
Yep, 6 stranded overall, 4 in scoring position, 3 down at third base. You're not going to win a lot of games, and if you look at any team, whether it's professional or any college or high school, if you consistently strand people, you can have 15, 16 hits in a game, but you can lose it. Caleb Barrett, the right fielder, lined out to center field.
And if you look at the way both these offenses are molded, Cumberland, who hits a lot of home runs, Lewis Clark State, too, has to string rallies together, and it's both with 6 hits right now, but Cumberland 3 runs on the board due to the long ball.
And swing and a miss, foul tipped in the count 0-2, throw down to first, not in time. Nice little snap throw by Meyer. Actually, Barrett 1 for 1. He had a line drive in center field. I just can't read my own writing. 1-6-0, 3-6-0 is on the board, and the Warriors on the 1-6-0 side. In the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1 ball game. Here's an 0-2 pitch, up and away by Miller. And the count even up at 2-2. Again, Miller injured early in the series with a slight groin injury. And apparently very slight because he's back here and trying to keep the Bulldogs down. Swing and a miss. Big pitch by Mr. Miller and a strikeout. The first for him, the third overall.
Well, Sean, I think that if you get a chance to play in the national championship game and pitch, it probably doesn't hurt much. That adrenaline gets going, and whether it was a hamstring injury or not, you're telling Coach Ed, no, it don't hurt. I'm ready to go.
Doesn't make any difference whether he can walk or anything for 6 months. He's ready for this baseball game, and he comes up with a strike on the first pitch. The leadoff hitter, Victor Alvarez, who's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to center field. And 2 outs again. So Miller trying to get this one. Nice pitch there. And a count 0-2. So trying to get out of here without allowing a run with 2 away, because that is what Cumberland has done, except for the 1 home run by Probst. The other runs have come with 2 outs. And the 0-2 pitch. Nice little stop by Myers. He keeps it in front of it. And a count 1-2. Alvarez is senior. Cumberland University has been here a few times. This is their 8th appearance. Their first title, 2004, 2 years ago when they beat Oklahoma City. And a 1-2 pitch. Balmer could not get over there, and a 2-out single with runners at first and second now.
Well, once again, a good job with 2 strikes by a Cumberland hitter, and Victor Alvarez, just an outstanding hitter. Also made some great defensive plays already in this ball game, but with 2 strikes, the ball on the inside part of the plate, he just fought it off for a base hit to left, and now you've got the middle of the order coming back up with runners in scoring position again.
And Courtney Probst, the junior center fielder, had a home run to right field. His last time grounded out to Balmer over at third back in the first inning. And the first pitch from Miller is a ball. Got a timeout as the pitching coach, Gary Piccone, saw something there. Or we're going to remind we got a runner down at second.
Well, and I think he got that ball up in the zone, and once again, no mistakes to these Cumberland hitters. You get the ball up in the zone, and they're perfectly capable of breaking this thing wide open, as we've already seen 2 home runs, and Courtney Probst has already hit had 14 on the season and 1 tonight for a total of 15. So
this NAIA World Series championship game on KLEW TV is being brought to you by Pond One and Clarkston Glass and St. Joseph Regional Medical Center. So here we go. We're back in. Courtney Probst with a ball 1 count, and Mike Miller with runners at first and second, 2 away, and pops that one right in there to count 1-1. So it's amazing how little conversation helps you. All of a sudden you can't find the plate. You know, they come out and talk to you and pat you on the back. You come out and throw a strike.
Yeah, I think you told him you're coming out of the game right here, so you better throw a strike.
Yeah. A ball and a strike, 2 away. Here comes a pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut by Probst, and he's in the hole, 1-2. So coming up here, a big pitch for Mike Miller.
Well, and Cumberland's done a good job with 2 strikes at him so far, and you can't lay down and think you got 2 strikes. They put the ball in play with 2 strikes.
Well, here we go. Big pitch for Mike Miller. The 1-2 on the way. Could not hold up. Struck him out. Meyer knocks down the ball, throws it down to first, and Mike Miller gets out of trouble, leaving 2 on base as the Bulldogs strand their second runner in scoring position and come up with nothing but a 0 in the bottom of the 4th. Warriors coming to bat in the top of the 5th inning of the 2006 Avista NAIA World Series 50th anniversary. Back with more on KLEW TV. On KLEW TV, and Justin Fuller for the Warriors, leading off the top of the 5th, goes right after the first pitch, dives it back, off the wall, and he's going to come around, and a big hit by Justin Fuller to lead off the top of the 5th inning. My, it wasn't as high as Rojas's, but it counts just the same.
Well, and Justin Fuller, the senior, and he's looks like he's a little fired up. He just got this standing room crowd only fired up. as he hit another ball to straightaway center. That's the third one he's hit hard tonight. And just got the bag in center field for a home run right there. Those things it's confusing when it hits that baggie out there. You're not sure if it hit the fence or hit the baggie. And right away, umpire out in center field put his hand up and gave it the home run sign.
Well, we'll see if the Warriors can shake up Whitmer a little bit more. Strike one to Matt Vogel. He didn't like that call as he steps back out and had a little look. Vogel's been on base twice. He's singled to center back in the first, hit by a pitch his last time for the shortstop. And takes that one inside, and the count, a ball and a strike on Vogel.
Well, Vogel looking to act like a leadoff hitter right here and get things started all over again.
And he chases after one there, and it's going to cruise up and out of play. And a souvenir for a fan, and the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vogel. Behind him, Jesse Meyer. And then the Lewiston native and senior, Alan Balmer. Again, hard to believe Alan coming up as a senior. Remember him walking out on that field. Of course, you've known him a heck of a lot longer. I remember him as a freshman. You remember him in diapers. So, big difference there. And jammed inside was Vogel. He pops it up over there to Cruz. Big time pitch by Mr. Whitmer.
Yeah, Whitmer comes back after the home run and does a great job. A number 3 hitter. He moved the ball out away, and Vogel hit a little bleeder foul off into the stands and came back with a fastball in on the hand. So a great job of pitching by Whitmer, Zach Whitmer, to come back after the home run.
So 1 away now in the top of the 5th inning, and swing and a miss to Jesse Meyer, the catcher. And in the cleanup position, he has grounded out to short with a line drive off the pitcher's glove, Whitmer's glove, and scooped up nicely by Alvarez. Back in the first inning, and now another hit batter, and that's the second hit batter by Whitmer. So if he keeps doing that one, and the Warriors come up with a big hit, that's just exactly what we've talked about 100 times. Antoine McLeod coming in doing the courtesy running.
Well, I got a feeling we're in for a fun one tonight. Neither of these teams want to go away. Every time one throws a punch, the other one comes back with a punch. So this could come down to the wire. It could be a lot of fun here for 9 innings.
Alan Balmer takes ball 1. Again, 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. 3-2 game as Justin Fuller led off the top of the 5th with a shot over the center field fence for the Warriors' first run since the 3rd inning. And ball 2 to Balmer. Balmer 1 for 2. He singled to right back in the first inning.
And you look
and it popped up to right center.
John, you look at the pace now of Zach Whitmer on the rubber, and he's slowing down a little bit. The pace is, he looks to be laboring just a bit. He's not as aggressive to get back in the mound and getting that good rhythm as he was earlier in the game.
And coming out to talk to Mr. Whitmer for the first visit out there. Looks like the pitching coach. I'll get his name for you in a second. Kevin Height. Again, if I could read my writing, it would be good. Kevin Height, the pitching coach. So here we go, 1 away, and trying to settle down Zach Whitmer. Now, Zach gave up 11 home runs in the regular season. So he can be touched for the end. There's a big swing by Balmer. It's going to go curling into foul territory. And a nice catch over there as 3 of the Bulldog players almost ran into each other, and that could have been very dangerous. But either way, a big catch by the second baseman, Depew.
Well, that's a great catch coming in, and all 3 of them, and that's a lot of hustle. If we've seen the right fielder be in center field to make catches, and that's a lot of hustle. Balmer just missed that pitch right there, and he came a long ways, the right fielder did, all the way from his position in right center to make a great catch right here.
Oh, yeah, the right fielder did get it. Gave it credit to the Depew, but Caleb Barrett came over and got that one with the first baseman, Cruz, who's a big guy, coming right at him. So 2 away now in the top of the 5th inning. Jose Castanon. Again, as Chip has brought up and I've brought up when we've watched the Warriors, he has struggled and it would be, a big shot in the arm for the rest of them and for Jose himself if he could come up with a big hit here in the series. Pitch on the way, and count goes to 3-0 now.
Well, the Warriors looking to do some damage right here, as it's obvious Whitmer's struggling a little bit, laboring to the plate, behind in just about every count right now, and Jose Castanon right here needs to break out.
3-0 delivery, strike one, and now Castanon last time up, he had a 3-1 count and went chasing after a pitch and popped it up. Now he's going to have to be patient here and pick a pitch. If it's not there, it's just as well to get on with a walk. It might help. And there's strike two, and he thought that one was out.
Well, Zach Whitmer just keeps fighting back. He looks to be laboring, but he's got a lot of guts in there, and he wants to finish this inning right here. He keeps fighting back.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at first will take off, and ball 4. And that was some guts there by Castanon to take that pitch. But he gets a 2-out walk. And Juan Verdejo, who got the start in this championship game, has grounded out twice to second base. And the reason he got the start is because of some pinch hits. And good place for him to do it right here.
Yeah, and he hit the ball hard his last time at bat, right at the second baseman Depew, but he's hitting the ball real well right now.
Yeah, the first pitch is inside. He really wanted to pull the trigger on that one, but held up, and it's 1-0. And so the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs, Whitmer, has now started out behind 5 of the last 6 hitters of the Warriors. Still 2 away. Runners at first and second. Dropped that one. Nice pitch by Whitmer for a 1-0 pitch. And the count even up 1-1.
And the defensive outfield set fairly deep for Cumberland with McLeod running for the catcher down there at second. I think they're conceding this run on a base hit to Lewis Clark State right here.
And got under another one, did Verdejo, and he pops it up into short center field, and just, oh my word, almost dropping the ball there was the center fielder Probst, but he comes up with it and drops, and the Warriors strand 2 more in one of those in scoring position. But they do get 1 run on the Fuller home run. They trail it 3-2. We go to the bottom of the 5th at the 2006 Avista NAIA College World Series 50th anniversary on KLEW.